Welcome back to Bee Loft by Liptech. Today's Tuesday, July 29th. We're down here at the Madison Apiary. It's 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 29 degrees Celsius. And we are going to pull honey again today. We have 4 hives over here. And then I believe we have 5 hives over there. If I remember right, because we took 1 hive to our property in Brown County. And we're going to see how much honey we get from these. And then we will be removing the bees from the property in a couple weeks. We're going to lighten them today by pulling the honey. So stay tuned and we'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so we're going to crack these hives open real quick. And I already smoked them a little bit. We're going to put our bee quick on top. See how much honey we can get from these. I really don't want to take too many deeps. I do have some boxes to swap some frames out, which is good. Already sweating a ton, which is not good. Anita has the paper towels there. She can get those ready with the Be Quick that we use, right? Be Quick, yep. Be Quick is the brand. So there's just a few ants up on top here, which isn't bad. Let's see how our bees look. Sound good. Oh yeah. Looking for hive beetles up top here. No hive beetles. Looking for the queen. No queen. The honey looks great from what I can see so far. We got cap frames on the outside, uncapped here, uncapped here. Let's somehow I got twisted up in the strap there. Let's come closer and show you the bees. What we got going on here. You have those sprayed? No, double's fine. And so you can see we got capped down here. Let's see if we can zoom in and see that better. You can see those capped, and then you can see over here. It's a little dark, but you can see it's uncapped right here. So we're gonna put the paper towels on top of it, open up the other hive, and we'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so we're in the 3rd hive over here. Still got my Bee Quick working on the other 2 hives, forcing the bees down. And this might be all the honey that this hive has. And they do have brood up here in the center. So I think I'm going to leave this box on here, like I said, and leave that for winter. Got a good laying pattern. Pull another one out here. There's 2 frames of brood here. And they're just starting to cap some of that. You got some white larvae there. Same thing on this side. I don't see the queen. So I'm going to leave this in here in the center. Not mess with that too much. We're going to pull this back in here. This is more open comb. That is more drone comb. So I'm going to leave that to the side. And then this is more worker comb. There were a lot of hive beetles I saw in here. And I can see a couple coming out. See if I can smash those real quick. They're hard to smash, of course, in the comb. And you don't want to damage the comb. So I just shake them down here. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just put that back together. There's a beetle. Every beetle you can smash is one more the bees don't have to corral. So I'll put another beetle trap in this hive. And then just to show you real quick here what it looks like down below. I'm going to pop this. This is their weight. And then you can see why I don't want to take that honey from them, because down below here we still have a lot of undrawn comb, which I'm going to swap out with drawn comb right now. But you can see this here That's undrawn. And then we have hunky comb over here. So we're just gonna get some drawn comb in here. So I'll just have Anita pause it and we will get some drawn comb in here. Okay, so we're back to the first hive. Just checking down below for what the brood pattern is. And from what I saw so far, in the second box, it looked pretty good. But I want to get to the bottom here because this hive was very light at the bottom. So I'm hoping that it's full of brood or just the bees with pollen. There is some honey here. Now this is mostly empty. This is empty on this side. So they have plenty of room for the fall flow. I might have to feed this hive a little bit to get them into winter. Now we're getting to the fourth frame in here. And we do have brood. So it's pretty solid, just not all the way down. There is pollen at the bottom of this frame here. So, oh yeah, let me show you the next frame. So, again, lots of brood. A lot of emerged brood up here. So this queen's doing good. Same thing on this side. You got a lot of pollen at the bottom here. This lower section of the frame. It's upside down at the moment, as you can see. So I'm just going to put that back in here. This hive's doing pretty good. I got to start my mite treatments, and I need to do some mite checks. I haven't checked this year yet. I'm getting pretty confident. Hopefully I'm not getting overconfident with how well my bees control mites. But I think they're doing pretty good. Although I have concerns for ones in the backyard at home. So I'll do a mite check and then I'll start my treatments. But these bees are looking pretty good. I'm going to put a beetle trap back in here. I had a beetle trap, but it popped open and the bees did clear it out of the diatomaceous earth. It's kind of surprising. And I'll just slide this back on here. Get those bees out of the way. Slowly. Don't want to pinch anybody. You can see when I move this top box on the lower box, it slides. That's because it's a little bit underweight. But this is the latest I've ever pulled honey. Usually I pull end of June, early July. And this is the time of year that there's not a lot for the bees to harvest. I did see some orange pollen coming in right now, which is good. Means they're rearing brood. But I don't want to, I had a queen excluder on this one, which was good. Made it easy to pull that honey super. I'm just going to put this one back together. We're going to walk on over to the next one and see how we look there. So stay tuned, and we'll get back with you. Okay, so on this hive, unfortunately I had some shallow boxes or shallow frames underneath, and therefore the bees drew some burr comb here. So what I got to do is I got to scrape it off. I have a little quick container I use for my burr comb, and even though it has honey in it, I'll just bring it home and let the or I might lay it out here later and let the bees remove the honey from it. Looks like we got a dark honey here, which is I got some clientele that really prefer the dark. So I'm doing the best I can to get this off without hurting the bees. Get my smoker here. The smoker's probably gonna need some extra fuel here soon. Let's see what we got going on. Oop. I'll get that in a second. All right, yep. So Oh boy. Got a couple bees in the container here. I can, got a little piece of wood on that one. Yeah, be careful when you're scraping. If any of your frames have jutted edges, the bees, you'll scrape that up and expose the wood. And then you can see here, this box doesn't have any handles, but you can see all the burr comb that they drew underneath here. And unfortunately, I'm just going to scrape that off because that's the easiest way to clean it up. That looks like some good honey. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a... Scrape that off. Oh, got a little bit of brood on that frame. I'm gonna have to check that frame, but we got a little brood right there. So, all right. Well, we're gonna clean this up, and we'll get back to you shortly. I'm just pointing this way. There we go. All right. So we're in the last hive here of this first side. We got a great brood pattern on this side. Great honey pattern here. I'm half tempted to take this frame of honey right here, but I think this might be their only winter stores, and I don't want to take too much from them. It is a pretty heavy setup here, and we are in a dearth. So since I'm taking other honey off of them, I'm going to put this back in here. This did have some brood down there at the bottom. So, and like mostly full on this side with some pollen. So I really don't want to take too much, because for your first year beekeepers or second year beekeepers, if you take too much honey, you're going to regret it in the spring, because you're going to have starving hives, or you're going to have to overfeed them. Actually, I got to pull this other frame out, so I don't mess up here. And then when you lose a hive over winter, you come out in the spring, and if you only have a couple hives, it's pretty disappointing, pretty devastating. So I'm going to swap this here. I dropped that a little too hard. I dropped a lot of bees down there. But since that honey's bulging out here, I don't want to just slide this back in, because it might squeeze it too much and push that honey out. So that's going to wrap up this. This is a mostly empty frame here, but I don't want to slide it to the middle. Still got some drones. So some drones on that one, but I don't want to slide it to the middle for the fact that these two frames join each other so well. So I'm just going to leave this on the outside, and they'll make it out there, fill it up if there's a honey flow. So we're going to wrap up on this side, and we'll get to the other side and show you what's going on there. Okay, so we're over on the other side here at the Madison property. I think it's about 12 o'clock now. Getting hotter than heck. I'm sweating a ton. I had to take a little water break. So we got this real big hive here. It's got 3 mediums and 3 deeps. And then this one here, we probably won't take the honey from this one because it's only a medium and a deep. And then we got 2 mediums here. Then over here we went crazy. We got 3 deeps. We got 2 of these 4/4s because they need more space, and I haven't had a chance to get back here. And then we got the 2 mediums here. So we're going to take as much honey off of these as possible, leaving the honey behind on this one. And then I forgot I had the 2 splits over here, so I got to make sure there's a queen in the second side over here. And make sure both sides have queens, and then I'll probably put those into 10 frame boxes before we leave today. And maybe put a honey super on top of them to give them plenty of room to grow into. So let's well, we got you on camera real quick here. I'll have Anita pull in, and we'll pop this hive open. take this off. I'm just going to look inside here, and you can see this hive is doing really well. It might need more space. We're going to see. We might take some honey, but you know, give them a couple empty frames to grow into. But you can see, get this queen excluder out of the way, how the bees are doing there. And I'm actually just going to drive them down real quick, because we want to see what's going on there, get a clear picture. So we'll drop that on top of there. And over here, this is getting pretty tall for me. I almost need a step ladder. And I have another queen excluder on top. Yep, we had the, I don't see any beetles up here, which is great. But this is a nice strong hive. So I might reduce the space, give them a little smoke. Don't want to smoke them too much, because they say the smoke can affect the flavor of your honey. And I'll put some towels on that one. So we'll let you know the results here in just a little bit of how these are looking. We'll probably show you our mating nucs over there. And we're putting those into 10 frame boxes, and we'll get back to you and when we wrap this up. Okay, so we had to take like a half-hour break. We just got the one more box off of this last hive, and we still have the deep here. I don't want to have 3 deeps. I'm hoping to go down to 2 deeps and maybe a medium. But we're going to get into these 2 hives here. Hopefully it's 2 hives and not just one giant one. The bees had an entrance up here because this wasn't sealed all the way. So we got bees coming in, and they also have yeah, the lower back entrance, but I think they were using this primarily as their entrance. So let's see what's going on up here. We got lots of bees. Get my smoker real quick and my frame rest. So hopefully these aren't just getting robbed out, but are actually, hopefully it's a full hive. And before we leave today, I'm hoping to put this into a 10 frame box with maybe a medium on top. Let's see what we got going on. So we got a good amount of brood here and some honey. So we definitely have a queen on this side. Same thing here, lots of brood. I don't see the queen, but got brood and some decent amount of honey. So I'm just going to stick that back together here. Trying not to hit the beetle trap. There we go. And I'm satisfied with that side. So I'm going to put this lid back on here. Get my quick container to hold that down for a minute. There we go. And I'm going to go to the other side and see what's going on over here. And we got lots of bees on this side too. Look at that. Lots and lots of bees. So I'm going to put my frame rest in here gently. Try not to smash bees. And give them a little smoke here. My guess is this is a good hive, because those look like some good worker bees. So we're probably going to work this last box of honey and then put these into some 10 frame boxes. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, we got some brood, and they're starting to backfill. And we got brood on this side. So yes, we got the pearl brood there, the open brood. So it's looking real good. It's dripping some honey. So we're going to stick this back in for now. And I'm going to have Anita pause the camera, and we will come back after we get this last box of honey off and put these into a 10 frame box. Okay, so we're going to move these into 10 frame boxes now. And let's see if I can get this out of here again. Gently. Oh, shoot. There we go. And I'm going to look for the queen on these. I have my marking pen ready. Blues are color this year. So if I don't mark her, I don't mark her. I'm not too concerned. Okay, that's got brood on it, so I'm going to put it right in the middle. Go to this next frame. It's got brood on it also, so I'm just going to put it right next to the other frame. Not much drawn on the back side here. And then we're going to move over. I'm looking for the queen. This one is not as populated as the other one, but I think this is the one that started later. So, lots of brood. Looking wonderful there. Looking for the queen. I do not see her. I'm going to keep this in the middle. These bees are going to try to take a dead bee out. I'm just going to do it for them. All right, next one. Oh yeah, another good brood frame. Looking for that queen. Not finding her. Oh, solid. Look at that. Lots of honey. Like I said, I don't want to spend a lot of time looking for the queen. I'm just trying to get these bees transferred. So there's my 4 middle frames. I do. Ooh. Oh yeah, we got. Surprised I didn't draw down here. You can see there's a big gap. I got my brush over here. I'm going to need that in a second. So these bees, I'm going to separate the box. I got to look on the side for the queen. Jordan's usually really good at finding that. I do not see her. Get this right over the other box real quick. And I'm going to quick shake. And then I'm going to just a light brushing. Get them down on the brood. And then I'm just going to set this aside for the moment. Because the problem with this box is it's attached. My bottom box is, it's set up to do the side by side. And so these bees are working the bottom here. Let's see what we got going on. If this isn't drawn, I'm going to just take this frame out. Yeah, that's not drawn. Make sure the queen's not on there. And I'm just going to shake it into the box here. And we're going to get rid of that frame. Give them some nice drawn comb. And oh, they didn't draw anything down here. That's why they're all up in the top. So, I probably already got the queen into the box, but we'll see what we got going on here. Yeah, they didn't draw anything here. So I might be giving them six drawn frames. Yep, they didn't draw anything here. I'm just trying to make sure the queen, if she's on here, I can get her into the box. All right, let's look at this last one. Yep, there's nothing drawn on this one either. So, yep. This hive's going to need to be fed before winter. Now, see, I got to look in the box, make sure there's no queen. I do not see a queen at the moment, but I'm just going to let that side be. Leave those bees just like that, leave it all open. And I'm going to switch this other side. Oh, I'll grab my smoker real quick. going to start on this outside frame. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to look for the queen. Brood on both sides. No queen. I'm going to put these right in the middle. Got these glued in pretty good. There we go. Good amount of brood. They're starting to backfill with nectar, so they're running out of space. So it's good to give them the extra. I do not see the queen on there. We're going to drop this in here. All right, now our next one. Quick look there.
Cheers, right there.
Oh, Nita found her. Okay, grab the queen cage, Anita. A lot of times you take your eye off her. She moves and you lose her. Okay. All right, there we go. And if you remember last year, I went to mark a queen. I got her marked with that one-handed cage, and then I promptly killed her. Anita said I was still traumatized by that a lot of time. There we go. I got blue on the wings of the other. That's okay. I'm just going to set her in here just like so. She's looking good. And I'm going to get this other frame. But yeah, I was so mad at myself for squishing that queen. All right, so this has a lot of brood on it too, so I'm going to put that right here, and we're just going to slide these frames together. Make sure it's in the box. Okay. Now that we know the queen's down there, it makes it real simple. Grab that brush, Anita. I'm going to pop this off here. Put that out of the way. Okay. Brush. We know the queen's in there, so that makes it real easy just to brush these bees down. Shake them off. We'll set that box aside. I'll go right to the next box. We'll see how well drawn this one is. Gotta get my... Yeah, this frame's not drawn. Oh, they started to draw it. I'm going to set this aside for a second. And we're just going to put this on this side. And this one, the wax foundation I had in here fell off, so shake that off, set that aside. This is a good drawn frame. So we're going to keep that right next to the bees, next to the queen brood area. These bees do not need another box on them, but they can use the extra frames. So now what I have to do is I have to take this box and brush those bees into that box, and then brush these bees into this box. I'm going to use Anita's help. Is it framed up so they can see, Anita?
They can see these two boxes.
I need to see. We're going to see this one over here.
Well, actually, yeah, they can.
I'm just going to bring this right over top of that, and you're going to brush the bees from that chamber into that box. We're going to look for the queen. Okay. And I hand this to Anita. You're going to brush these bees into that box. And then we're going to take this over here and you're going to brush these bees into this box. And so I'm going to separate it from the bottom board. We got lots of bees. I see a beetle. Go ahead. Oh, wait, make sure it's over the box. You keep changing directions, so I just need to, there you go. Okay. Okay, now the outside there. Okay, good. All right, let's go over here. Now you can brush these bees. Okay.
As good as it's gonna get.
All right, let's go back over here.
Where do they need to go?
Brush these off a little more. Okay. All right, good enough. Then we're just going to set this aside. Now you can see the bees are looking for their home. I'm going to smash these hive beetles that are on the bottom board here. Just a couple, which is outstanding. These bees are doing a good job of taking the beetles. Let me have that brush, Anita. Oh. So another beetle. You do not want to brush the beetles into the hive. They despise these varmints because when they get out of control, they are all over. Get those bees off. Another beetle there. Yep. Get it out of there. Another beetle there. And there. You gotta remember these beetles can fly, so you gotta get to them quick, or they can fly. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, grab that strap over there, Anita. I'm going to put 2 beetle traps in here, just in case. Well, actually, I'll save that for a second. So this is how I like to get the strap laid out first. Pull. There you go. That should be good. The strap laid out first, then take the box. Put it on there. Make sure it's square. Okay, hand me those frames, Anita. I'm gonna need all 4 of those. I'm gonna shake these bees in here. This wasn't drawn very well, so we're just gonna put these fully drawn frames in. It gives us 8. 9. 10. Okay. And I got my inner cover here. I don't know where those bees came from, so I'm just going to shake that. And then I need a lid. Oh, lid's underneath here. So let me pick this lid up, or pick this hive up, then you can put that lid on. Brush those bees real quick. Over here. Oh. Okay, put that lid on. There we go. Like I said, I'm just going to put this one facing backwards right on top of this one. And now we got to get six frames for this one, and then we'll close this up and wrap it up. So I think that'll be it for the moment. Oh, I was going to put this trap on the other one, but I'll put it on the top one. That's all right. I already got a trap on the other one. So thank you for watching Bee Loft by Liptac. It's been a long day. Hope this video isn't too long, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you.